Go to Logan in Conway, Arkansas.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Laura. How are y'all?
Great.
Well, good. Y'all, I was at the game in Oxford a couple weeks ago when Arkansas wins by a point. I was in the game in Fayetteville Saturday when they win by a point. And this is a mega disaster. This is ridiculous.
You don't like 1 point?
I love 1 point wins against SEC opponents, not against Sun Belt teams. You know, that was a game where the only place we beat Coastal was on the scoreboard. They totally.
Okay. Hey, listen. Let's cut to the chase here. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting, Paul, and I'm looking for your opinion too. Is Brett Bielema out? Bowl game or
hold
no
on,
bowl game?
Logan. I don't know the answer to that question. I think had he lost to Coastal, he would have been shown the door. But the fact that he's won 2 games and has a shot at maybe another. I mean, certainly there's Missouri might be a toss-up at home. He doesn't have, he deals with LSU. I mean, I don't know what the final record's going to be, and I don't know what the appetite there for getting rid of him is.
Well, Paul, see, here in Arkansas, of course, we don't have any pro teams. You know, the Razorbacks.
No, I know all that.
Are everywhere. But I think we're a very supportive fan base, and I think a lot of fans, this was a straw that broke the camel's back for Razorback fans.
Well, winning a game?
Saturday.
Is that what you're suggesting? I will tell you, winning ugly sounds bad at the time, but it's never winning ugly will never cost a coach's job.
The only thing is, last I checked, I think Coastal Carolina only has like 1 win. So,
well, no, I mean it was an utterly embarrassing win. But I saw this with Tennessee and who was the team Tennessee beat a couple weeks ago? UMass.
Yeah, barely, right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, one thing, Logan, and I think this hasn't been brought up that often, but when is the last time we've heard from Jeff Long? It seems as though we haven't heard a whole lot from him, and I wonder how that factors in, because there were times in the past where, don't you think we would have heard from Jeff Long coming out in support maybe?
But Laura, here's the problem with athletic directors, and John Curry has been silent too, is that so often, or too often I should say, they come out and offer pablum
then
and
they
support.
Get burned.
So I think the new way is not offering anything. It doesn't mean anything, but I'm guessing, unless somebody here knows differently, that Jeff Long's still evaluating the situation. So
yes, and it seems that way. And I was in Arkansas. What was that, like a month ago? And even at that point, everybody was talking about we need to change. I wasn't fully bought in on that then. I think the problem is, and Paul, we brought this up. People love Brett Bielema. Yeah. He's a great guy, and it's hard not to get wrapped up into some of that. But I think Arkansas fans are tired.
Now, I would say this, Laura: had they lost to Ole Miss and Coastal, I think it would be over. I don't think there's any way he could survive that. But he's got a chance to sneak another win or two out. That may or may not be enough. I mean, I'm not sure it will be, because the one thing he hasn't done is given the administration a convincing case to keep him. 1 point wins are good on the one-loss ledger, but they don't really instill a lot of support.
I also think, too, that you look out there of who may be available for this job, and you wonder, is it worth making a full change, paying whatever a buyout could be for somebody else that might not be of that same level? Another thing that I think Arkansas fans have been most upset about is it feels like their backups weren't fully developed, which
exactly. I was talking to a head coach the other day, and you were actually there as well, and we were talking about coaches getting fired. When you fire these coaches, you better think about who you are going to get to take their place. The pool is not that large. What about Brett Bielema?
I was talking to someone today who didn't think it was necessarily done. I find it hard to believe that it's sort of weird that I don't know of a situation where a win is sort of seals the coach's fate. But that was about as disgraceful a win as you could possibly have this past weekend when you're rallying to beat Coastal Carolina. So I've heard all along that Jeff Long doesn't want to do it. Obviously, the stories that came out about the massive buyout turned out to be not true. That is a totally manageable buyout. So I think you could be looking at a situation, Paul, where you've got let's see, you've got Tennessee open, you've got Ole Miss open, we know Florida's open, you could have Arkansas open, you could have Texas A&M open. Who am I missing? And then depending on how the dominoes fall.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Mississippi State open too.
Yeah, depending on how then you could have Mississippi State open. And hell, there's rumors of that Gus Malzahn, depending on what happens.
Absolutely.
Could end up going to Arkansas or being tossed or something else.
Then Will Muschamp takes his place, so South Carolina's open. We can play this game all day.
So we got 7 anyway. We have 7 or 8 potential, and I actually think there will be at least 6. I don't know, and I don't know what. Do you know what the previous high is? But I think
I think we're about to blister it. In 2012 you had Arkansas, LSU. Arkansas, Tennessee, and Auburn open, and those three, all three of those may be open again. I think this is the Jeff. I can't tell you. I don't know who the Memphis Touchdown Club speaker is next week, but I'm sure we'll be calling.
It's a recruiting expert, Paul.
Okay.
I'm not going to be there.
We'll go a couple of weeks from now. But LSU does not like early kickoffs. These are the only times they've done 11 a.m. They resisted pretty. They won, but a long time ago. By the way, they had a 12 o'clock kickoff last year against Florida and lost. So Joe Oliva complained, but he also acknowledged that they have a contract with various networks, and ultimately or eventually they have to do this. They don't do it very often. I wouldn't complain too loudly, guys.
Well, college football is fun because when you're good, you get the primetime slots. You get late afternoon kicks. That's the whole, point. The fun part of being a fan is if your team's really good, you're going to find yourself in those big time matchups. You're not going to have many noon or 11 a.m. kicks. LSU's average. That's just how it is. And when you're an average football team, you're going to get that early window on Saturdays.
I would say I think they're better than average this year. The problem with this game is the opponent. It's not LSU. Nobody wants to put Arkansas in prime time.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah. But I mean, if they had beaten Alabama last week, you think they would have moved down, even though they are playing Arkansas?
No.
Who should say Arkansas can't come after the 20-point come-from-behind win?
Nobody cares. It wouldn't have affected the time of this game.
Maybe.
This one is close to my heart, the Boot Trophy. We always like to take it back to Baton Rouge. Arkansas comes in, 3-4 defense. Paul Rhodes been struggling against this really good run game. I think LSU built some confidence against Bama as opposed to the skids that we usually see them take after they lose this game. This will be a day where the Tigers should control the ground game and have a lot of success. Arkansas is just trying to find something to be positive about.
Hey, there's the boot that you were talking about, only polished on the Louisiana side. Have you ever picked that thing up, Marcus?
It is heavy and gargantuan, and I had to pick it up with about 3 teammates.
It is so huge. It weighs more than the new Mike the Tiger weighed when he got to campus this year. And if you're wondering, it's still not as big as Arkansas's Tusk, though.
Who's trying to carry it?
Tusk weighs spelt 300 pounds for Tusk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sun will soon find its home in the western sky, and it will be Saturday night in Death Valley.
Have an early start, 11 a.m. kickoff. I need all our fans to come on up, get up early, drink some coffee, put a little something in it, get to Tiger Stadium. Come enjoy the day with us.
Let's talk about
Oh, well, I hope they're awake. I mean, it looks like Ed O is ready to go, but when is he not ready to go? This is the 12th time in the modern era, guys, that LSU is playing a home game at noon local time or earlier. It's actually the earliest start for an SEC game in Tiger Stadium since the 50s. Marcus, what's going on with that?
You got to get them up early, Probably never went to sleep, especially the fans. I know they've been up all night, and Ed O told them to put something else in the coffee. I wonder what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's iced coffee.
There you go. Put some ice in there.
Okay.
Ed Ogeron with Julie Stewart-Binks.
Coach, with Brett Bielema remaining mum on Arkansas's starting quarterback situation this week, how did you best prepare your defense?
We're prepared for both of them. Obviously, we have two different game plans. We're going to attack them the best way we can, but we're ready to go. Whatever quarterback they bring, we're ready.
Last year in this game against Arkansas, your running backs were so successful. How do you manage Darius Geis and Darrell Williams today?
You know, we're going to keep them fresh. We need to run the football. Arkansas is a very good team on offense. We need to keep the ball away from their offense. Hopefully, we can have the same success running the ball today.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Go Tigers.
So, guys, LSU looked good against Alabama. But, Paul, how do they rebound from what still was a loss?
Well, they just have to push that away. And fortunately for them, they're playing Arkansas. They can't get hung up on what time the game is. Last year, Marcus, we were down there a week later for the rescheduled Florida game, and it seemed like they let the starting time bother them.
They were lethargic. Look, early games I mean, they tough. They tough in college. They tough in the league. You wake up 6 a.m., got to get the blood flowing. Then you might get a chance to get back to your room. It's tough to get going that early, especially when you're used to playing later games.
It's not that tough. Wake up, have some discipline, some leadership on this team. Show up, get the guys going, get ready to go. It's a conference game. Have some pride in what you do.
It's not that tough for you.
Yeah,
it's
but
tough for me.
he wasn't out late the night before the game.
Like
you were.
Yeah, you didn't live the
None of us
football
here
life.
would have
Iced
been
coffee.
Yeah. Put something in the coffee.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar counting us down to kickoff on ESPN. The battle for the boot, Arkansas and LSU. Boy, it's been a tough season for the Razorbacks. Now you look at Darius Geis in the Arkansas LSU game. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar counting us down to kickoff about 21 minutes away. I just want to remind you in that Iowa State game, you just have to finish second, the Big 12, and they'll have a lot of tiebreakers if they can win it. LSU, meanwhile, is playing for pride. Danny Etling and the fellows trying to finish out strong after a hard-fought game against Bama.
Playing for pride. I just think in this era of football, for the high-profile schools with a five-star talent, is that enough? This is an era where guys skip bowl games because they're quote-unquote meaningless. Can he get LSU playing for pride to show up to go up against old Cole Kelly at 6'7", 270 pounds?
They're still not sure they're going to start at quarterback. Kelly's got a turf toe. You know, Austin Allen's been battling injury, and Bielema had been saying they would watch him in warm-ups there to see which way they could go. Garden Key gets to Cole Kelly. It'll be a handful getting him on the ground, too, for sure. 5 touchdowns from Jonathan Nance from a Razorback team that struggled all year.
How about the huddle? That was pretty fun.
How things change.
They got that cold coffee.
And Arden Key. Oh, wow. Didn't he show up or what, Marcus, against Alabama?
This man has awakened, and he's in game shape now. Talked to him this week. He's loving it. He's having fun. I think the Alabama game put him back into that conversation as being one of those top-tier guys to go into the NFL draft. Arden is having a lot of success right now, and it's because he's worked hard to get back to this point.
But I want to see it consistently, Marcus.
It was consistent last year. He was very unhealthy coming into the season.
Darius Geis finally is healthy. His 2,605 career rushing yards. That's the 6th most in LSU history. If you think about all the great backs that have come through there, pretty impressive.
All right, Des, give me a super dog.
I'm going Arkansas, LSU. You know, early kick. They may catch the Tigers sleeping. They may go off to a slow start. So I'm going to go with the Razorbacks at least to cover. Maybe not win outright. And just, hey, don't forget, LSU's coming off that physical game against Alabama, too. So they might be a little beat up. So
I like that. Rivalry game, early kick. You got a shot there with Arkansas.
And we are underway from Death Valley. Razorbacks will have it first. Davion Warren with some trouble with it. And LSU swarms him inside the 5-yard line. It was Gary Cross.
Get the instinctive part of throwing was just let it rip.
Pressure coming. And down he goes.
Offensively, LSU has given up 21 sacks coming into this game. They play games up front. A little line sun up inside, looping around the outside, and they get to...
Whaley, the tailback for Allen and the offense. Play action screen, and Whaley has some room. Devois Whaley across the 25 and the 30 for a first down, Arkansas. Veterans Day weekend, and we celebrate with college football across America as Darius Geis gets dropped.
Well.
Stephon Sullivan in motion. Geis running that direction. 3rd down is on the way.
There at one time.
It's another one of the playmakers, DJ Chark, in motion. And they'll run the jet sweep for him. Chark 1-on-5, and that's not going to work. Randy Ramsey was in on the stop with 4 of his cohorts. It's a loss of 4.
He's coming from one of the best linebackers in the land.
Time to feed Darius Geis, and he's got about a yard.
Juniors and seniors, and when they start playing young guys, it's typically not a good sign.
That's Nance in motion, and Jonathan Nance with just the 5th positive play for Arkansas today. It is a first down on a gain of 8. Just 28 yards for Arkansas in the first quarter. They were swallowed up by the Tigers, including Mike. That's Mike 6 in his natural habitat. Cool. Austin Allen, play action twice. Allen throws and a sliding grab at the 48-yard line for a first down, Arkansas, and Deion Stewart.
It was pretty good timing by Ramirez as a kind of a last-ditch effort.
Etling double clutch down the middle. That was a low ball and incomplete. Tolliver the coverage of Sullivan, who wanted a flag and won't get it. Now, Darrell Williams trying the left side. And it's third down for LSU on the way in a low-scoring first half. But LSU. Blindside pressure coming, and down goes Etling. Oh, mercy. What a big hit for the Razorbacks and Randy Ramsey.
If you're not going to block them, as a quarterback, you have to see them. Again, the backside to the quarterback. Ramsey comes off the edge. You always have to be aware of the short side when you're the QB. If there's
was hobbled by a toe injury last week. And play action for Allen. He lobs it out there for a nice play to the 25, and Jeremy Patton, first down, Arkansas.
So make something good happen here and hold the fort.
Nance in motion, they run it. And a big hole for Arkansas, and Devois Whaley across the 45-yard line. It took Kevin Tolliver to take him down. First down, Razorbacks.
And so many times, if you want to run the football, and that's kind of your ID, which it is with Arkansas, you got to keep pounding the rock, because then you start to get a little bit of softness, and that was a result of it. That was right down Main Street, and Arkansas will stick to that. But this drive is vitally important.
Allen goes down the other sideline and has a wide open man. First down and more for Arkansas.
It worked really well with a run game that's been working better on this drive also.
Williams finds a hole, and Williams gets taken down inside the 15-yard line. Dante Jackson saved the day. 3 wide, second down. Allen wants to run for it. Cuts back inside to the end zone. He goes, and they mark him down at the 1.
He's going to hurry up and try to pound this one into the end zone.
And they do. Touchdown Razorbacks. Devois Whaley late in the first half. We told you off the top that rushing games, huge rushing games, can win this series, but the rush defenses were great in the first half, guys, but no more Mr. Nice Guys. LSU retakes the lead. Take the stretch play, run the screen the other direction, and this is going to go for a while. The tight end all the way down the field, Will Gragg, across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 33.
Well, we talked about this in the first half. Arkansas might be the best screen team in the country, and it's old school screens. Running backs and tight ends being led by offensive linemen that get out there and sort guys out really well, and that was a great screen to Greg the tight end. The true freshman gets a holding penalty.
Williams again gets by the first level. Williams staggering down to the 31, goes down in front of Arden Key.
You have 2 other levels of receiver. All of them were well covered.
Connor Limpert, the field goal for Arkansas to make it a 3-point game from 38 yards away. See if that missed extra point comes into play. Limpert throws it 13-10. Some positive signs for LSU, but not in the kicking game. Connor Culp, a missed field goal and 2 missed extra points. They were 28 for 28 in extra points this year, but his teammates did come to comfort him, including Darius Geis during our timeout.
Really, really need something to go their way offensively right here.
Williams broke the first tackle. It was Devin White, the sophomore linebacker, who came in, and the pile continues to move and may cross the border soon. Another jet sweep with Nance. Nifty little step inside, and he gets dumped by Donnie Alexander.
I can understand it, especially in a huddle when you can't hear a whole lot in there most of the time anyway.
This one is caught right at the marker at a first down.
Position, and quarterbacks get in a rhythm of calling the snap count just like other players get in the rhythm of playing their positions.
Petway across the 30-yard line. LaMichael Petway for the first down, Arkansas. They get to keep it for another year. The Golden Boot goes to the Bayou Bengals. Final score, LSU beats Arkansas 33-10. For Julian Kelly, our entire crew, I'm Jason. Now it's college football score.
And to the SEC, Arkansas and LSU. First quarter, Danny Etling airs it deep to DJ Chark. This is a 45-yard touchdown.
If you're an LSU fan, you love seeing Danny Etling go downfield. He has the ability to throw the ball. It changes this offense and what they're able to do.
LSU goes up 7-0. Later in the third quarter, Darius Geis takes to the outside.
You know, week in, week out, Darius Geis is going to run hard. Danny Etling was almost benched this game because of throws he missed last week against Alabama deep down the field, but he was much better in this game.
Well, Exhibit A, airing it deep for Chark. In stride.
Etling came on with attitude. He heard that Jesse wanted to bench him. He came out throwing the ball downfield.
Well, I don't think it was Jesse specifically, but
Coach O. But
yeah, 33-10 is the final.
Arkansas and LSU, they play for a gigantic trophy. It's the Golden Boot.
It's heavier than a hog or a tiger.
Than their particular hogs or tigers. Yes, Tusk and Mike. Early on, Austin Allen getting the start.
How about that welcome back?
Yeah, he got blasted there. Then he gets sacked by Dante Jackson. 28 first quarter yards for the Razorbacks. All right, still in the first. LSU football. Danny Etling going to go deep to who's his favorite deep ball target?
Who do you think?
DJ.
It's his only deep ball target.
That's a good point.
Only one lately.
So that makes him his favorite. 46 yards, 7-0. Then Arkansas defensively came to play a little bit there. Randy Ramsey got him. 16 second quarter yards for LSU. It was 7-0. Late second. You know what a touchdown before halftime would do for Arkansas?
Big drive for them, too. Right down the field.
Yep.
10 plays, able to tie things up. That was a spoiler alert, too, by the way.
Yeah, no, yes, that's true. Very true. Then Allen cuts left into the inside the 5. Down just inside the 1. Devwah Whaley on the next play scored. So it was 7-7 at halftime. And then Darius Geis got going. He ran for 252 last season against Arkansas. Into the end zone there with a tough run. LSU missed the extra point, but who doesn't? Then LSU's next possession, Geis, 19.
Different mindset by that offensive line in the second half. Started moving some guys off the line of scrimmage and opened up some big holes for the running backs.
Then 33 more. LSU missed the extra point.
College kickers.
Have we seen another one of those?
Man, we don't even show them. They happen so often. Fourth quarter, Etling, Chark again.
Yeah, and this is their big play threat. I mean, it's happened all year. It's happened in every game. This is their go-to guy, and he makes things happen.
Cameron Curl is the defender.
They got cool handshakes, too.
They do. Oh, they shot something. And there it is. Heavier than Tusk, the Razorback, or Mike, the Tiger. It's an interesting fact. 33-10.
We've beat that into the ground, too, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Absolutely. But we've had a couple of days to do that. Arkansas falls to 11-27 in conference games under Brett Bielema.
There's some things that you're going to learn along the way, and at some point there's going to be a positive to it. You know, whether it's next week or next month or whatever it is, they got to take these these hard things to swallow and hopefully come out, you know, at a better day in the end at some point down the road. But again, we got good kids. They fight. They're going to continue to battle for one another. And again, these last 2 games at home, I think is big.
The way we ran the ball, the way we threw the ball, our guys came out with some fire to play with poise. Give Arkansas some credit. They came to play a hard-fought game. And a lot of people have a lot of pride in this game. Our players have a lot of pride. It stayed in Fayetteville too long. We got it for 2 years in a row. We plan to keep it.
Alabama taking on Mississippi State. Second quarter action. Bulldogs driving. Game tied at 7. Eris Williams the handoff.
This first half, surprisingly, Mississippi State was bullying Alabama at the point of attack, getting a ton of push running the football.
On the ensuing Alabama possession, Jalen Hurts hits Calvin Ridley along the sidelines.
Before this game, Alabama was only behind 6 plays on the entire season. Then Mississippi State comes to town, and Alabama's playing from behind.
So Crimson Tide would tie the game at 14 with a 1-yard touchdown. Third quarter, Nick Fitzgerald rolling to his right, pump fake. I'll take it myself.
You know, he'd have to run the football in this one. 4 straight games with 100 rushing yards coming into this game, and he was good again with his feet.
Damian Harris in the fourth quarter takes the handoff up the middle. We're tied.
You start to see the physicality of the Alabama offensive line start to take a hold, and they're starting to run the ball much better.
Minute to play. Jalen Hurts connecting with Ridley over the middle.
He was so good on this 2-minute drive. 3 of 4. Big completion here to Ridley to get the chains moving.
Later in the drive, under 40 seconds left. Hurts, Ridley again over the middle.
3rd and 15. You're thinking Mississippi State, and the way they've played all night long, could get a stop. But Jalen Hurts just too good with his arm.
Yeah, it was looking like overtime. Instead, they're getting it done. 31 seconds left. Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith on the post.
Excellent true freshman wide receiver winning on the slant route inside and breaks the tackle and puts Alabama up.
Is there enough time for the Bulldogs? Fitzgerald rolling to his right, avoids the sack, and then a laser to Reginald Todd.
Stays on his feet, avoids the tackle, and then finds a receiver. Great scramble drill by Mississippi State.
6 seconds left to play. Fitzgerald. A deep pass to the end zone. Puts it up, but the ball is batted away as time expired. But Bama's called for pass interference. How rare is that?
Holcomb, you never really see this on Hail Mary plays, but it was a good call. The linebacker, number 42, you see him tackle a wide receiver, and they would get one more crack at it.
So Fitzgerald says, why not? Another heave to the end zone. But, Joey, this is inexcusable. He overthrows it.
Well, I think he forgot they moved 15 yards closer. He threw it the same distance as he did the play before.
Nick Saban survives on the road.
Yeah, frustrating. You know, our guys played their tail off. They played hard for 60 minutes. You know, that's the number 1 team in the country. They're the number 1 team in the country for a reason.
All right, to their Iron Bowl opponent, what Alabama had to deal with on Saturday in Starkville, Mississippi. Yes, banged up at linebacker. 4 of the 7 on their roster are out. Could Mississippi State take advantage? There's Jeffrey Simmons bringing the chain to get things going early. I don't know what that means. First quarter, 2nd and 7. Eris Williams. Look, they went at that defense running the football.
They did, and they were smart because they saw the deficiencies last week when Deion Hamilton went out of the game. 22 went downhill right in the middle of the defense.
You know what Alabama did, though? Every time Mississippi State scored early, Alabama had an answer for them right here. 5 plays, 75 yards in under 2 minutes. That's the way you take some of the air and momentum out of a team like Mississippi State.
Yeah, that was Calvin Ridley, and he set up Jalen Hurts, so that ties the game at 7 apiece. Second quarter now, 1st and goal, State. Williams' 2nd touchdown of the game. He ran for 97 yards on 22 carries.
That's right where Sean Deion Hamilton would be, right?
That's exactly right.
Hurts, then rolls, looking for Ridley. Ridley's got it, 61 yards. Down to the 1, Josh Jacobs. Oh, I remember him. He'd score on the next play to tie it at 14. Bama trailed for 10 snaps in the first half after trailing for 6 snaps the entire season beforehand. 14-14, Damian Harris breaks one.
Well, they needed this. They rushed for 40 yards at halftime. Nick made a comment going into the locker room that they've got to run the football better in the second half, and that's what they came out and did, and that was huge.
Led to a field goal, tied it, or made it 17-14, and then Nick Fitzgerald touchdown. 3rd rushing touchdown allowed by Bama, most in a game under Nick Saban. Are you kidding me? 3? Wow. 4th quarter, 7-point game. Hurts gets the first down on a gain of 13. Then 2nd and 3. Harris.
This was a 10-play drive for Alabama. They ran the football 9 of those 10 plays, really took control at the line of scrimmage, something they hadn't done for the majority of the day.
4th quarter, bang. Andy Papanastis off the upright. Alabama, by the way, trailed entering the fourth for the first time since the national title game against Clemson in January, the one they won. I'm talking 2 years ago. Then, Fitzgerald dangerous. Nearly intercepted. 3rd and 15. Hurts to Ridley. That's huge. There's not much time left. They don't need much. All they need is a field goal. 24 apiece. But why settle for 3 when you can get 6? Devontae Smith.
Hurts was smooth, calm, collected, made 3 big throws on that drive for the Tide.
Hurts threw for 242 and a touchdown last play. Nick Fitzgerald batted away, but pass interference. They get another shot now from the 35. CD, you can't throw it out of the end zone on the last play.
Give your guys a chance.
Oh, boy. And for the 10th straight time, Alabama beats Mississippi State. And for the 5th time, they've started 10-0 under Nick Saban.
Okay.
The best player, Dortch.
Possibly. Yeah, I love Dortch. Washington Baptist snapped Henderson State's 31-game road win streak thanks to Drew Harris, who scored all 7 of Washington State's touchdowns, 4 rushing and 3 receiving. That gets us to thinking, do you guys know where Washington State is?
It's like in the Florida Keys, I think.
Had to be warm because people were sitting in the grass.
It's like, here's a
Somewhere
hint.
warm.
A famous alum, Doak Campbell.
Oh,
State
Doak
ties?
Campbell.
Yeah.
You remember Doak?
I just know that, yeah, there's...
Any guesses?
Stadiums.
Is he Canadian? I don't know.
It's not Canadian. Arkadelphia, Arkansas. They have yeah.
The music.
I was thinking,
Yeah, there's the big reveal here. Yeah, Arkansas there. They have a Chick-fil-A there, so chicken.
Hey, how do you pronounce it?